In Cameroon, a think tank is calling for solutions to the challenges facing the Central African region. The call was made during the maiden edition of a two-day summit of the Central African think tanks held in the Cameroonian capital, Yaoundé. Organized by the Nkafu Policy Institute, the meetings were held under the theme Optimizing the Impact of Think Tanks in the Central African Region. The summit, which brought together over 25 research groups across the region, aimed to find solutions to such challenges as political instability, insecurity, women's empowerment, and job creation for youth. For more about the outcomes of the summit and expectations, I reached Dr. Dennis Foretia. He is the founder and co-chair of the Nkafu Policy Institute.
The Central Africa Think Tank Forum was really the first time ever that we brought together think tanks or independent policy research institutions from the enlarged ECAS region. And part of the reason for doing this was really because the independent research institutions in this region, unfortunately, are not as structured and well run as in other parts of sub-Saharan Africa. And so there was a real need for us to ensure that we could come together, federate our forces, and ensure that we aligned, especially because, as you know, our ecosystem in the Central Africa region is one that is not very free and open. And so we want to push towards a very open Central Africa region. The main takeaway is that independent research institutions really came together to create a Central Africa think tank network, a network that would allow them to work together on various thematic areas, whether it's looking at the economics of the region, jobs, unemployment situation, the situation of women, climate change, governance, and the different security challenges that the region faces. So that was really one of the major outcomes.
The Central African region is experiencing a lot of turbulence politically and security-wise. How will this think tank, in your estimation, try to address some of these challenges? Because Gabon is facing a similar problem where Ali Bongo Ondimba was overthrown. Central African Republic is having its own difficulties, and other countries in the neighborhood, including Cameroon, where, you know, there's this ongoing Anglophone crisis.
We know that there is a democracy deficit across the continent, and this is really been perpetrated by a deficit of governance. Many people and leaders have come into power, and rather than serving and be of service to the countries, have not actually gone down the democratic pipeline. Part of it is due to the fact that they've had the countries closed, rule of law is not maintained, and we believe that fundamentally, even looking at other countries and regions, an open ecosystem for ideas where policies are implemented using evidence is very important. So for the issues that you talk about regarding the crisis in Gabon and the Central Africa region as a whole, think tanks have a major role to play because these are really issues of the citizens not being happy with the current state of affairs, and we cannot continue to run things the way we are running in our countries and expect a different outcome.
So moving forward, for those who live in the entire Central Africa region, what should be their expectation based on this latest think tank meeting you had in Cameroon? What should be their expectation regarding improving their daily lives and policy issues that could help improve their living conditions?
That was the reason why we actually had this first meeting, and we are in consultation, and through the network, we are going to have a second forum in August of next year, of 2024, to be able to build on the successes of this first forum. But what we are looking is that all the think tanks and independent research from member countries in the ECAS region, whether it's in Burundi, in Rwanda, in Chad, in Angola, in Sao Tome and Principe, in Gabon, those think tanks become stronger and have a greater impact on the policy ecosystem in their various countries. And also for us to ensure that there is more input into the economic communities in the Central Africa region regarding the policies that affect directly the little man in the street. So that is what this is all about. It's about how to ensure that they have the jobs that they need and all the opportunities that is God given, and that currently they are not enjoying.
Dr. Dennis Foretia is the founder and co-chair of the Nkafu Policy Institute. He spoke with me from the Cameroonian capital, Yaoundé.